All right, let's talk about Anthropic. This is the AI company that's been making some serious waves, not just in tech, but on Wall Street too. And what they're doing, well, it's not just another update. It's a fundamental shift in the whole AI race, and we're going to break down exactly how.
So, can a single blog post from one company actually crash a global market? I mean, that sounds like hyperbole, right? But the thing is, it's not. This is exactly what we've been watching happen in real time. And it really gets to the core of just how powerful and disruptive Anthropic has become. Okay, so before we even get into the nitty-gritty of the tech, we have to talk about the fallout, the chaos. Because to really get why Anthropic matters so much, you have to see the real-world economic damage their announcements are causing. We're in a totally new world now, where a single product announcement can have these massive global ripple effects, like instantly.
Okay, check this out. $30 billion. That's how much IBM's market value dropped in a single day. And why? Because Anthropic put out a blog post saying their AI tool could modernize old COBOL code. Just like that. It's this giant, flashing sign that investors are completely rethinking the future of these old-school tech giants in the age of AI.
And it wasn't just a one-off thing. Nope. Anthropic then announced a tool that could find security bugs that humans had missed for decades. And boom, the whole cybersecurity sector just tanks. You can literally see the panic on Wall Street in these numbers. Everyone was asking the same scary question. Wait, can AI just automate the entire business model of these huge security companies? And this stuff goes global, fast. That same announcement that rocked IBM, it sent shockwaves all the way to India's massive IT industry. You know, all these companies built on billing for human hours, suddenly their whole business model looks incredibly vulnerable. And the market's reaction? It was immediate.
So what is this tech that's causing all this panic anyway? Well, it's really about a massive shift in what AI is becoming. It's not just a tool anymore, it's a coworker.
And this is the key term you need to know, Agentic AI. We've all heard of AI as a co-pilot, right? Something that helps you out. But this is different. This is an active coworker. Think of it like an agent you can delegate a whole task to, and it goes off and actually operates your other software for you to get it done. It's a total game changer.
So here's a perfect example. You could just say to their AI Claude, hey, analyze the Q3 numbers in this Excel file, and then make me a PowerPoint with the key takeaways. And then you just walk away. It does the analysis in Excel and then builds the presentation for you. All that awful, tedious work of copying and pasting between apps, gone. It just disappears.
And they're not just making a generic tool either. They're building these specialized AI agents for really specific high-value jobs. We're talking wealth management, HR, design, software engineering. They're weaving this technology right into the very fabric of how big companies work.
So all of this points to a much, much bigger plan. The real question is, what's the end game? Well, it's not just to sell you another app. It's to become the brand new operating system for how we get work done.
And this right here is the heart of their whole strategy. They don't want you to use their AI inside your other apps. No, they want their AI to become the interface to all your apps, the single layer between you and your computer, basically acting as the conductor for your entire digital life.
And man, they are moving fast to make this happen. They're focusing on embedding their tech so deep into companies that it becomes essential. They bought a startup called Vercept to get even better at this agent stuff. And they're even changing how they sell it. It's outcome-based, meaning they only win if their customers win. Super smart.
But of course, Anthropic isn't doing this in a vacuum. Not even close. They are in a brutal, high-stakes fight for AI dominance. And that kind of pressure, well, it forces you to make some really tough calls.
So here's a quick look at the battlefield. You've got Anthropic, who's totally laser-focused on these enterprise agents. Then you have OpenAI, playing in both the business and consumer space with their GPT models. And of course, there's Google, with its massive search and cloud power. It's a genuine arms race, with each of these giants trying to claim their turf.
And when you're in a race this intense, every single move is about not falling behind. It's that exact pressure cooker feeling that led Anthropic to make a decision that honestly just stunned the entire AI community.
Okay, and here's the big twist in the story. Remember, Anthropic was founded by people who left OpenAI because they wanted to focus on safety first. Well, that same company just decided to completely change the rules of their own game.
And they were pretty blunt about why. Their chief science officer basically said, it makes no sense to unilaterally stop if competitors are blazing ahead. The logic is pretty stark, right? You can't be the only one pumping the brakes on safety when everyone else has the pedal to the metal.
And you can see just how big a change this was.
Their old policy was basically a hard stop, a binding promise that if certain risks appeared, they just halt development, no matter what competitors were doing. The new policy, it's a flexible roadmap. So what was once a red line is now more like a soft suggestion. Now, to throw another wrench in the works, this all happened right around the time there were reports about a Pentagon ultimatum demanding access to their AI. Anthropic says the two things are totally unrelated, but, the timing has definitely got people talking about just how much government pressure these AI companies are really under.
So with all this insane pressure and competition from giants like Google, how does a relatively smaller company like Anthropic actually win this thing?
Well, first off, we got to get something straight. People think of them as this small research lab, right? The reality is they're a financial heavyweight, a monster, with a huge valuation and a massive war chest to go head-to-head with anybody.
So their strategy isn't to be Google at everything, it's to be smarter. First, they're dominating these super high-value niches, like finance and coding. Second, they're positioning themselves as the neutral layer that connects everybody's software. And third, they allow for so much deep customization that once a company builds on their platform, it's incredibly hard to switch. They become sticky.
And what this all really means is that Anthropic's big change, it kind of signals the end of the era of self-regulation in AI. The pressure to compete is just too intense for any one company to go it alone on safety. Which leaves us with a really big and frankly kind of scary question. If the pioneers of this technology are taking their own hands off the safety brakes to win the race, who's left to steer?